So now I will read. Now I will read biology. I will revise one chapter of biology, and stay tuned, guys. কেমন আছো সবাই? I'm a Bengal. That means I live in West Bengal. Yes, I brought my initiative book. Yeah. Now we'll read about embryonic development. We'll read about the embryonic development and changes in embryo. Means we'll read about the changes in embryo. In humans, pregnancy lasts for 9 months and this fertile heart is formed after 1 month. Okay. So within 1 week, blastula was blastula was situated in the endometrium layer. Actually, it was transferred to the endometrium layer. Blastula was transferred to the endometrium layer. In the first week, blastula was transferred into the endometrium layer, and it was situated there only. And in the second week, blastula was developed into gastrula. So blastula was developed into gastrula. So in the third week, menstrual cycles stop. Okay, in the third week, menstrual cycles stop, and the first month, and there is a formation of fertile heart, and is formed within the fertile heart is formed within the fertile heart is formed after 1 month of pregnancy. So first sign of growing fetus made by noticed by listening to the heart sound and carefully through the stethoscope. So the first sound of the heart can be listened or can be heard by carefully. I said that in the first month heart developed. First of all, in first week, blastula was situated in the endometrium layer. Okay, blastula was transferred in the endometrium layer, and the second week, blastula was developed into the gastrula, and the third week, menstrual cycle stopped. Now, for 1 month, heart is formed, and the heart sound can be heard with the help of stethoscope. And by the end of second month of pregnancy, fetus limb and digits are formed. At the end of 12 weeks or third month, and it is also known as the first trimester, major organs are formed and limbs and external genitalia are also formed. And the fifth month, the first movement of the fetus, appearance of hair on the body formed. Okay, and at the end of 12 weeks or the second trimester, the body is covered with fine hairs, eyelids separate, and eyelashes are formed. So these are the things we have to memorize. So let me also memorize. Please like and subscribe my channel. So in the first week, blastula was blastula have to situated in the endometrium layer. Blastula was transferred in the endometrium layer in the first week. In the first week, blastula was transferred into the endometrium layer. In the second week, blastula was developed into gastrula, and the third week, menstrual cycle stopped. And first month, heart is formed, and heart sound can be heard with the help of the stethoscope. And at the end of the 12th month of pregnancy, fetus limb and digits are formed. So first month heart formed, second month the fetus limb and digit formed, and the 12th week means the third month. And the third at the end of by the end of the third by the end of the 12th week or the third month, major organ system are formed and limbs and external genital organ formed. Major organ systems are formed. Major organ systems are formed and the limbs and external genitals also formed. Major organ system are formed. Major organ system are formed and limbs and external genital are formed, and by the fifth month movement of fetus and hair on the head. Hair on the head. So fifth month কি হয়? Fifth month hair on the head means চুল হয় মাথায়, right? I'm from West Bengal, so I can speak Bengali, I can speak in English and a little bit in Hindi. So cooperate. By the end of 12th week, that is the 6th month or the second trimester, body is covered with fine hair, eyelids separate and eyelashes are formed. In anxiety, it's written like by the end of 9 month. But what is the meaning of 9 month? 9 month means by the end of 12 week. 9th month means 12 week. 9 month means after 6 means after 9 months, 3 month there will be major organ by the end of 3 month major organ formed, and then after 6 month means when the major organ forms from that point after 6 months there will be body is covered with fine hair on the body is covered with fine hair and eyelashes formed and eyelids separate and eyelashes are formed. So this is my rough copy and I will write this all so that I will not forget it. Whoever are you following, please follow your teacher properly, okay, and follow him word by word what is said, because teacher is very important in life. So first week, morula to blastula, then blastula to gastula. So it's the development. So first week what happened? Morula to blastula, blastula to glastula. And in second week, no, first week blastula not develop into gastula. In the first week, morula to blastula, and blastula was transferred to the endometrium layer, and the blastula is transferred to the endometrium layer. First week, morula to blastula, this development occurred, and blastula was transferred to the endometrium layer. And the second week, blastula develop into gastula. And the third week, in the third week, menstruation cycle stop. Menstruation cycle stop. Now, after 1 month, after 1 month of pregnancy, heart is formed. Heart is formed. And with the help of the stethoscope, we can hear the sound of the heart. Okay, after 1 month. So first week, morula to blastula. Second week, so morula to blastula, and blastula was transferred to the endometrium layer. Yes, not myometrium, endometrium. Blastula was transferred to the endometrium layer. And the second week, blastula was transferred to the gastula. And in the third week, menstruation cycle stop, and the 1 month heart is formed. Okay, and doctor can hear the sound of the heart with the help of the stethoscope. Now, after 1 month of pregnancy, heart is formed, and End of the second month of pregnancy. By the end of the second month of pregnancy, fetus limbs and digits develop. Fetus limb and digit develop. Fetus limbs and digit develops, and by the end of the 3 month, 3 month means 3 month means 12 week. 12 week. 3 month means 12 week. Actually, I'm writing in my copy so that I can memorize well. So it's my rough copy. So by the end of 3 month means the 12 week, or 12 week is also known as the first first trimester. First trimester. So by the end of the 3 month or the 12 week or the first trimester, uh, major organs formed. Major organs formed. Major organs formed. Limbs and external genital organ formed. So first month heart formed, second month limbs and digit formed, and third month means 12 week and it's the first trimester, and limbs and external genitalia formed. Okay, and fifth month, let me revise up to this, then fifth month. Okay, so first week morula to blastula, and blastula was transferred to the endometrium layer, not myometrium but endometrium layer. Second week blastula to glastula, and third week menstruation cycle stop. 1 month heart formed. Second month, um, when in 1 month heart formed and doctor can hear the sound of the heart. Sorry guys, extremely sorry, let me drink water because I'm reading. One month heart formed, second month limbs and digit formed, third month means the 12 week or it's the first trimester, limbs and external genitalia formed. First month heart formed, second month limbs and digit formed, third month limbs and external genitalia formed. Third month limbs and external genitalia formed. First week morula develop into blastula. Second week, and in the first week only, blastula was transferred to the endometrium layer. Second week, blastula to glastula development. Blastula was developed into glastula. Third week, menstruation cycle stop. First month, heart formed. Second month, limbs and digit formed. In third month, means it is the 12 week or is the first trimester, and limbs and external genitalia formed. And after that, third month and third month, no, second month means that second month not means the 12 weeks. I have to it's a slip of tongue. It's not like that, I don't know. In the second month doesn't mean the 12 week. Third month means 12 week. Obviously 12 week. One in 1 month there are 4 week. So in third month there will be 12 week. So 1 month there will be 12 weeks. So in the second month limbs and digit formed, and third month means the 12 week, and first trimester, that means the major organs are formed and limbs and external genitalia formed. And fifth month, first movement of fetus. In the fifth month, first movement of fetus and appearance of hair on the head. Appearance of hair on the head. End of 12 week, end of 9 month. 9 month means 24 week, means by the at the end of yes, at the 9 month means develop fetus, but 24 week means the 6 month. Yes, 24 week means the 6 month. At the 9 month, there will be fetus become fully developed and it is ready to delivery. And at the end of 24 week, that means the 6 month. Okay, 6 month is the second trimester. Fifth month, movement of fetus, appearance of hair on the head, and 24 weeks, 6 month, 24. Yes, fine done. Oma, ma. Suddenly, one call came from my mom's phone. Wait for a minute. Oma, she's busy in working. Let me pick up the phone, okay? Wait for a minute. মা কত করে ডাকছে? আন্টি ফোন করেছে, জীবন আন্টি। জীবন চন্দন আন্টি ফোন করছে। যাও তাহলে রান্না করে রেখে দিই। Suddenly one phone came and it's not an important call, so what I'm telling, ouch. Yeah. At the by the end of 12 week, that is the 6 month or second trimester, body is covered with fine hair, eyelids separated, and eyelashes are formed. Fifth month, fine movement of fetus and hairs on the body. By the end of 12 week or the third month, that is the first trimester, major organs are formed, and limbs and external genitals are also formed. By the end of second month, fetus and limbs are developed. So from 1 month, heart is formed. In second month, limbs and digits are formed. Third month, major organs are formed, and external genitalia is also formed. Fifth month, movement of fetus. Fifth month, movement of fetus and appearance of hair on the body. And by the end of 12 or 24 week, that means 6 month, body is covered with finely hair, eyelids separate, and eyelashes are formed. Now it's okay. And at the end, by the end of 9 months, fetus is fully developed and ready for delivery. Now, what is placenta? What is the function of placenta? Function of placenta is placenta facilitates the supply of oxygen and nutrients to the embryo. Placenta facilitates the supply of oxygen and nutrients to the embryo, removal of CO2 and excretory waste material produced by the embryo. Placenta is connected to the embryo through an umbilical cord with the help of the transport of substance to and from embryo. Placenta act as an endocrine tissues and produce several hormones. So what are the hormones produced by placenta? There are 7 hormones produced by placenta. One is that HCG, second one is the HPL, third one is the estrogen, fourth one is the progesterone, sixth one is the relaxin, seven one is the renin, and eight one is the HGC. দিদা ফোন করেছিল দুবার। ওকে, কথা বলে নেই। সেই বসানো আসে
বলবো তোর বিয়েই যাবো না, মনে রাখিস।
তুলি মাসি
তোমার দিদি হলে তুমি আসতে, তুমি বাড়ি বিয়ে করবে না, তুমি বাড়ি শালকুটি হয়ে থাকবা।
তুলি মাসিকে বেঁধে বেঁধে নিয়ে চলে আসো।
এমন দেবো না রে, বিয়ে করা লাগবে, তাহলে সব কিছু হয়ে যাবে। কোনটা লাগাই দিস।
তুলি মাসিকে বিয়ে দিতেই হবে না। বিয়ে করে কি হবে? ফালতু জিনিস।
ফালতু জিনিস আবার তো কয় মুখে পালায় চলে যায় লাস্ট।
আর তুলি মাসি ওরকম না।
বিয়ে করবোই না।
চুপ করো, পড়তে দাও আমাকে, খালি গল্প করে।
তোর নাম আসে হাতে যাচ্ছে পড়তে।
So, three hormones produced in women only during pregnancy, that is HGC, HP, and relaxin. During pregnancy, these three hormones only develop. First one is the HCG, second one is the HPL, and third one is the relaxin. And other hormones produced, that is estrogen, progesterone, cortisol, prolactin, thyroxine. Estrogen, progesterone, cortisol, estrogen, progesterone, cortisol, prolactin, thyroxine. Estrogen, progesterone, cortisol, prolactin, thyroxine. So the three hormones which only produced during pregnancy, HCG, HPL, and relaxin, are the hormones produced by placenta. There are seven hormones produced by placenta. One is that HCG, HPL, estrogen, progesterone, relaxin, renin, and HCG. HCG I have written two types, so there are six hormones. Hmm? Hmm. Hmm. HCG, HPL, estrogen, progesterone, relaxin, renin, yes. But renin is not produced during pregnancy, okay? Renin is not produced during pregnancy. And what are the hormones produced during pregnancy? That is HCG, HPL, and relaxin, and other hormones like estrogen, progesterone, cortisol, prolactin, thyroxine. Yes. Fertilization. During copulation, semen is released by the penis into vagina. Is called insemination. That is known by everyone. Ovum is released by the ovary. Ovum is released by the ovary, and fertilization takes place in the ampullary region of the fallopian tube. Everyone know what is fallopian tube. So fertilization takes place in the ampullary regions of the fallopian tube, and the process of fusion of sperm with an ovum is known as fertilization. The process of fusion of sperm with an ovum is known as fertilization. Only one sperm can fertilize an ovum, and secondary oocyte is meiotic division. So only one sperm can fertilize an ovum, and secondary oocyte is formed due to meiotic division. And the second meiotic division is unequal, and formation of second polar body haploid ovum occurred after fertilization. So secondary meiotic divisions occur after fertilization. It is unequal, and formation of second polar body, it is haploid in nature. Means polarity is haploid, okay, and this polarity is haploid. So how beautifully my note is, and this note is given by my sir only. Okay, so fertilization takes place in the ampullary region of fallopian tube. The process of fusion of sperm with an ovum is known as fertilization. One sperm can fertilize one ovum. Secondary oocyte is formed by during meiotic divisions, and secondary oocyte is unequal. It is the secondary polar body. It is haploid, and it occurs after fertilization. Obviously, it will occur after fertilization. Okay. Ovum fuse together and form a diploid zygote. 50% of sperm carry X chromosome and 50% of sperm carry Y chromosome. So what is cleavage? The meiotic division start at the zygote, moves through the isthmus of the oviduct, that is the cleavage. The meiotic division start at the zygote, and the zygote moves through the isthmus of the oviduct. So meiotic division takes place and the zygote moves through the isthmus of the oviduct, and that is known as cleavage. Male pronucleus is the head of the sperm and female pronucleus is the nucleus of ovum. Okay, so what is the male pronucleus? Male pronucleus is the head of the sperm and the female pronucleus is the nucleus of ovum. Embryonic development. What is zygote? Zygote is diploid and is divided through mitosis, and divisions of zygote is called cleavage, and formed by the and form zygote morula formed actually. So 2468 daughter cells are called blastomere, and there are three types of blastomere. One is morula, blastula, and glastula. There are three types of blastomere. One is morula, blastula, and glastula. And 2468 daughter cell is the blastomere. And the blastomere are of three types. Means blastomere contains the three types. One is morula, blastula, and glastula. And zygote is diploid. Now, what is morula? The embryo with 6 to 8 to 16 blastomere, that is morula. And morula originate in the fallopian tube and settle in the uterus. So morula originate in the fallopian tube and settle in the uterus. And what is blastula? Blastula settle in the endometrium layer. Already I have said that in the first month of in the first week after fertilization, means when the embryonic development form, the first week morula from blastula, and blastula was embedded in the endometrium layer. Blastula was embedded in the endometrium layer, not myometrium. Okay, blastula was embedded in the endometrium layer. So blastula are of it has outer layer and inner layer, and the outer layer is the topoblast. It connected with the endometrium. Blastula is topoblast. Topoblast is connected with the endometrium, and inner layer is three germ layer. Inner layer, in the topoblast there is inner layer, and it has three germ layer. One is the ectoderm, mesoderm, and endoderm. And second one is the glastula. Glastula is also three layer, and the outer layer is ectoderm, middle layer is mesoderm, and inner layer is endoderm. Implantation. Implantation. Blastocyst becomes embedded in the endometrium of the uterus, that is known as implantation. Blastocyst embedded in the endometrium of the uterus, that is known as implantation. So it led to pregnancy. And menstruation cycle. Menstruation cycle always occur in primates. Primates are the monkey, apes, humans like that. But, menstruation, the start of menstruation is menarche, and is in 2025 this question came, that the start of menstruation is menarche, and after 50 years the menstruation cycle stop, and average menstruation time is 28 to 29 days, and one ovum is released. Okay, actually one ovum is released and it is embedded in the endometrium layer, and if there is fertilization then menstruation cycle stop, and if there is no fertilization the menstruation cycle will not stop. And for due to stress and many due to stress the menstruation can be irregular, and when a player means whenever there will be an suppose a person is athletics, a woman, if he is doing if he or sorry if she is doing a heavy workout, that time also menstruation cycle irregular. Okay, and this point I have read in physical education. First phase of menstruation, that is menstruation phase, that is menstrual flow. Your first phase is last for 3 to 5 days. Endometrium layer breaks and menstruation begins. And menstruation flow means during menstruation flow the cell of the endometrium secretion and blood and unfertilized ovum, that is Ca2 plus. Okay, so menstruation includes what? Menstruation include unfertilized ovum Ca2 plus, and the cells of the endometrium secretes, that is the blood, and the hormones during first step of menstruation, that is the progesterone's LH produce is decreased. The progesterone's and LH production is decreased during the first phase of menstruation. During the first phase of menstruations the LH and the progesterone decrease, And due to lack of progesterone, menstruation cycle flow. Due to lack, because what, progesterone actually helps in the recovery of the endometrium layer. So due to lack of progesterone, the menstruation cycle flow, okay, the menstruation cycle, menstruation occur, okay, due to lack of progesterone, the blood flow. Okay, the second step is the follicular phase or the proliferative phase, and it lasts for 6 to 13 days, and endometrium regenerate or rebuild fully mature Graafian follicles here. In the second step, that is the follicular or proliferative phase, it lasts for 6 to 13 days, and endometrium layer regenerate. Here the in the first phase, endometrium was not in a proper manner, but in the second phase, the endometrium regenerate and it's rebuilt. So fully mature Graafian follicles occur. Gonadotropin hormones like FSH and LH increased. In the second phase, FSH and LH increase stimulate the follicular development as well as the secretions of estrogen. Phase of menstruation cycle when the ovulation occur is a phase of menstruation cycle when the ovulation occur. So the third phase is the ovulatory phase or the middle phase. It lasts for 2 days, and its ovulations occur at in the day of 14 days, and both FSH and LSH attains at the high peak. So at 14 days, FSH and LSH attains at the high peak. So it is the third phase or the ovulatory phase or the middle phase. Second step is the follicular phase or the proliferative phase, and fourth phase is the luteal phase or the secretory phase. And this the secretory phase or luteal phase means lasts for 15 to 28 days, and corpus luteum secretes large amount of progesterone, which is essential for the maintenance of the endometrium. It lasts for 15 to 28 days. Corpus luteum secretes the amount of means large amount of progesterone, and which is very much essential for the maintenance of endometrium. So in the last phase there is secretion of progesterone, but the in the first phase or the menstrual phase or the menstrual flow, that time there is lack of progesterone. Due to lack of progesterone, the endometrium layer is not in a proper manner, so that's why the blood flow. So in absence of fertilization, the corpus luteum degenerate. In absence of fertilization, corpus luteum this is disintegrations of endometrium leading to the menstruation and marking of new cycle. So now the very important thing of menstruation cycle about the hormone. So menstruation phase, in the menstruation phase, progesterone decrease and LSH decrease, and in the proliferative or follicular phase, FSH increase and LSH also increase. Means in the proliferative or follicular phase, FSH, LSH increase, but in the menstrual phase, LH and progesterone decrease. And the ovulatory phase, FSH, LH increase, estrogen increase, and progesterone is actually, progesterone is only high at the end, means the secretory phase, because it need to maintain the endometrium. So luteal phase is the secretory phase, FSH and LH is low, and progesterone is very high. FSH and LH is very low and progesterone is very high. And the ovulatory phase, that is ovulation, FSH, LH in estrogen is very high and progesterone obviously low, because progesterone work is to maintain the endometrium. So obviously at the end of the, means at the secretory phase only it will be high, and all these three at before secretory phase, progesterone level is low. So menstruation phase, progesterone level is low, LH high. Proliferative or secretory phase, FSH increase and LSH also increase. And ovulatory phase or ovulation, FSH, LH, estrogen increase and progesterone is low. And the luteal phase or the secretory phase, FSH, LH is low and progesterone is high. Progesterone is also known as pregnancy hormone. Progesterone is also known as pregnancy hormone. So menstrual cycle definition, it is the natural cycle in hormone producing and the structure of uterus and ovaries of the female reproductive system that makes pregnancy possible. The ovarian cycle control the production of release of eggs and the cyclic release of estrogen. The ovarian cycle control the production of release of eggs And cyclic release of estrogen production. The ovarian cycle control the production of release of eggs and the cyclic release of estrogen and progesterone. Now there we'll read about the structure of sperm. Sperm are of four parts. It is a microscopic structure. It is a four parts: neck, head, neck, middle piece, tail. It contains in head is elongated haploid nucleus. Sperm head cap is also sperm head cap is like the structure contain acrosome. Acrosome is filled with the enzyme that help in fertilization of ovum. Undeveloped sperm acrosome held in Golgi body. So undeveloped sperm acrosome held in Golgi body. What's the middle piece? Middle piece has mitochondria. Obviously, it helps in energy productions, and there are 200 to 30 millions of sperms, and normal fertility is 200 to 30 million. At least 60% of sperm is in normal shape, and 40% is show vigorous motility. 40% show vigorous motility. 60% out of 60%, 40% show vigorous motility. And from the spermation tubules, sperm is released. Epididymis essential. Essential for maturations and motility of sperm is secreted by epididymis. Vas epididymis are seminaspherical and posterior. In a small childhood, in childhood, we have read about. We have one subject, that is EVS. E for epididymis, B for vas difference, and C for seminal vesicle, and that is posterior. And testicular hormones, the function of male sex excretory ducts and the glands are maintained. Testicular means androgen. Oogenesis, the cause of formation of mature female gametes, that is known as oogenesis. And oogonia is diploid and chromosome is 46. Then the after oogonia, that primary oocyte formed, and diploid is 2n and chromosome is 46. And ovum separated, ovum temporarily arrested. Secondary oocyte plus first polar body. Then after that, after primary oocyte, the secondary oocyte is formed, and secondary oocyte means of it has the polar body. Polar body is unequal and is developed after fertilization. So the female reproductive parts are three types: primary sex organ, that is ovary; axillary duct is oviduct, fallopian tube, uterus, vagina; and external ducts: mons pubis, mons mons pubis, labia majora, labia minora, hymen, clitoris, mammary gland. And ovary is one pair; it produces female gametes and produce female gametes and several steroid hormones. Ovary leads to ovulations, and ovary has the situated in the lower abdomen, and ovary's length is 2 to 4 centimeter. Ovary connected in the pelvic walls and uterus by ligament. Ovary connected pelvic walls and if this question may come like this. The ovary connected in the pelvic walls and uterus by ligament. Each ovary is covered by a thin epithelium which includes the ovarian stomata. Stroma in two zones: peripheral cortex and inner medulla. Female axillary duct is oviduct, fallopian tube, uterus, vagina. Oviduct and fallopian tube, each fallopian tube length is 10 to 12 centimeter. Fallopian tube are three. The fallopian tubes have three parts. One is the infundibulum, second one is the ampulla, and third one is the isthmus. Infundibulum in ovary. Infundibulum is the nearer positions of the ovary. Yes, infundibulum is the nearer position, and it is funnel shape, and it has second one is the fimbriae. It is infundibulum age and is a finger-like projections ovulation. Okay. And a wider part of the oviduct is called ampulla. Wider part of the oviduct is called ampulla, and isthmus is the last part of the oviduct. It is narrower. Isthmus is the last part of the oviduct. It has narrow lumens. It joins the uterus. Uterus is single. It is called womb. Its shape is inverted pear, and cervix cavity is cervical canot, and vagina forms the birth canal. The superior positions of uterus is fundus, and there are uterus has three layers. There is perimetrium, there is external thin membranous, a myometrium, middle thick layer of the smooth muscles. Myometrium exhibits strong contraction during delivery of the baby, and endometrium is the inner glandular layer is called endometrium, and uterine cavity, and menstrual cycle occur here. Vagina forms the birth canal. What is the birth canal? Vagina forms the birth canal. Female external genitals: mons pubis, lamina majora, labia majora, hymen, clitoris. Mons pubis is a cushions of fatty tissue covered by the skin and pubis hair, and labia majora is a fleshy is a fatty tissue. Labia majora is a fleshy fold tissue. Labia majora one pair was fold. And major lamina, hymen, the opening of the vagina is often covered with partially by the membrane is called hymen. The opening of the vagina is often covered by the partial membrane is called hymen, and that is all. And there are 15 to 20 mammary lobes, and alveoli. Clitoris is of fingertip-like structures. Lamina majora and Bartholomew is of a vestigial canal, so Cooper's gland. Bartholomew is also known as Cooper glands and vestigial gland, and it's situated on either sides of the vagina in human. And mammary gland, mammary gland. So mammary gland is two pair. Mammary gland is two pair. Glandular tissues are variable amount of fat is present there. Each breast is divided into 15 to 20 mammary lobes, contain cluster of cells. Is called alveoli. The cell of the alveoli secrete milk, which is stored in the cavity, is called lumens of the alveoli. The alveoli open into mammary tubes. The tubes of the tube of each lobe join to form mammary gland. The cells of the alveoli secrete milk which stored in the lumens of the alveoli. So the cells of the alveoli secrete milk which stored in the cavity of the lumens of the alveoli. The alveoli open into mammary tubes. The tubes of each lobe join in the form of mammary gland. Okay. Now there are 15 to 20 mammary lobes and alveoli. There's a sequence, then alveoli to mammary tubes, mammary duct, mammary ampulla, lactiferous tubule. So lactiferous tubule is the last. Alveoli to mammary tubule, alveoli to mammary tubules, and mammary duct, mammary ampulla, alveoli to mammary tubule, alveoli to mammary tubule, mammary duct, alveoli to mammary tubule, mammary duct, mammary ampulla, lactiferous duct. So testis is a one pair and it is situated in the scrotum. Scrotum should be situated. Scrotum testis temperature 2 to 2.5 centigrade, and scrotum is below the body. It is to maintain cold temperature, means from the body temperature it need little bit lower temperature. And adult testes are oval shapes and its length to 4 to 5 centimeter and its wide 2 to 3 centimeter. Seminiferous tubules. FSH. Now we'll read about the gametogenesis. The primary sex organ, the testes in males and the ovaries in the females produce gametes, that is sperms and ovum respectively by the process of gametogenesis. In testes, the immature germ cells, spermatogonia produce sperm by spermatogenesis that begins at the puberty. And spermatogonia present on the inner wall of the seminiferous tubules multiply by meiotic divisions and increase in number. Each spermatogonia is diploid and contain 46. Each spermatogonia is diploid and contain 46 chromosomes. Some of the spermatogonia is called primary spermatocytes. Periodically undergo meiosis. A primary spermatocyte complete the first meiotic divisions, directional divisions leading to formations of two equals haploid cells called secondary spermatocytes, which have only 23 chromosomes each. The secondary spermatocyte undergo second and meiotic divisions to produce four equal and haploid spermatids. The spermatids are transformed into spermatozoa by process called spermatogenesis, and the spermatogenesis sperm head becomes embedded in the circulatory cells and finally released in the seminiferous tubules by the process of spermiation. The spermatogenesis starts at the age of puberty due to significant increase in secretions of gonadotropin releasing hormones G and Rh. If you recall, in a hypothalamic hormones, the increase in level of GnRH that act as an anterior pituitary glands and stimulate the secretions of two gonadotropin luteinizing hormones and follicular stimulating hormone. LH act at the lactic cells and stimulate the synthesis and secretions of androgens. Androgen in turn stimulate the process of spermatogenesis. FSH act on the Sertoli cells and FSH acts on the Sertoli cells and stimulates the secretions of some factors with the help of the process of spermatogenesis. Yes, up to this, I have a little bit revised my second chapter. Okay, and my biology is completed little bit, and it will be very clear when my teacher will teach me. He's my teacher, but he's very young. And it's 11:05. After 1 hour, then I will revise these two chapter only. That is one biology and physics. No, I have many works like that because I have please like and subscribe my channel. Please like and subscribe my channel. I need your support. I've already revised biology and in the morning I've revised physics. Now I need to take rest. Anyone is present here? Anyone is giving me 2026? Oh my god, what I've done. First week Morino to blastula, second week blastula to glastula, and blastula was embedded in the endometrium layer, and third week stop of menstruation cycle, fourth week, hmm, first month, that means heart is formed and heart sound can be heard with the help of the stethoscope, and the second month limbs and digits are formed, and third month it's mean the 12 week and the first trimester. And here what formed in the third month, actually major organs are formed. Yes, major organs are formed and it's the first trimester. And in the fifth month m- in the third month major organs are formed, and external genitalia and other organs also formed. Yes. In the fifth month movement of fetus can be analyzed, and in the sixth month appearance and the fifth month movement of fetus and hairs on the head, and in the sixth month, that means the 24 week, and this means that what is it? Yes, appearance of hairs on all over the body, eyelashes formed, and mm, eyelashes formed, and what separate one sentence I have forgotten. And in the 9 month, that is parturition. That is known as the gestation period. Mm. And now we'll revise chemistry. That is GOC. Let me revise, and then I will take 2 to 3 hour of rest. Not rest, I have many work also, because and on Sunday I have one programs, and it's a ritual, it's a religious program, so that's why I have to prepare for that also. And obviously I will sing one bhajan that time, so I have to prepare for that, so that's why I need time. So after revising GOC, I will stop this live, and my I will complete my course, and after doing that singing one bhajan, so Obviously I will read again, and at 9 p.m. I have my class. I'm very happy with my teacher. He's awesome. He's brilliant. Priyanshu Sharma, hi. So let's revise GOC chemistry. This is my notes. See how beautifully has written. So some basic principles and techniques. Okay. Hmm. Shape of the organic compounds, nomenclatures of organic compounds, isomerism, fundamental concept in organic reaction mechanism, methods of purifications of organic compounds. Now, shape of the organic compounds. So, when there is one bond, that means 1 sigma and 0 pi. And when there is two bond, that means 1 sigma 1 pi. And when there is three bond, that means 1 sigma 2 pi. Yes. Now, hybridization state and its structure. So, when the hybridization state is sp, that means the shape will be linear, and when there will be sp2, the shape will be trigonal planar, and the hybridization is sp3, the shape will be tetrahedral. Yes. Now the decreasing order of functional group in nomenclature: carboxylic acid, sulfonic acid, ester, alkyl halide, amide, nitrile, then aldehyde, then ketone, hydroxy, yes, NH2, and alkene, then alkyne. Yes. So for structure of pyridine, so pyridine means C5H5N. So there will be sigma bond, pi bond, and one lone pair. So there will be one lone pair. Sigma bond is 11 and pi bond is 3. Yes, I have right. Isomerism, two parts, right? Isomerism are of two parts, that is structural isomerism and stereoisomerism. Structural isomerism means chain isomerism, position isomerism, functional group isomerism, and metamerism. And from metamerism, one question came. Stereoisomerism is geometrical isomerism and optical isomerism. Chain isomerism means example is 6,5H12, and it can be written means the isomers are pentane, isopentane, dimethylbutane, neopentane 2,2 dimethyl propane. Now the position C3H80. No, from metamerism, for the position isomerism the question came. So position isomerism C3H80, propanol and propan2ol, and functional group is propane and propanal, and metamerism example is C4H10O, and it can be written as isomers are methoxypropane, ethoxyethane. Yes. So for example C5H12, so how many isomers can be formed? There will be 5 isomers, and C3H80 there will be 3 isomers, and C3H60 there will be 2 isomers, and C4H10O there will be 7 isomers, C4H9Br there will be 4 isomers. Now carbocation. What is the stability of carbocation? Stability of carbocation is 3 degree, 2 degree, 1 degree. Alkyl group directly attached to the positively charged carbon stabilize the carbocations due to inductive effect and hyperconjugative effect. Now the nucleophiles means the negatively charged ions with one lone pair. Nucleophiles means the nucleophiles can be neutral also. Nucleophiles can be hydroxide or cyanide. Nucleophiles can be hydro water, R3N, R2NH. So electrophiles means accepting a pair of electron from nucleophiles. So positive carbocation is CH3 plus, and neutral carbocation is carboxy and alkyl group. And inductive effect means such polarization of sigma bond such polarization of sigma bond caused by the polarization of adjacent sigma bond is referred to as the inductive effect. Inductive effect decrease with the increase in distance from the electronegative element. So how the inductive effect decreases with the increase of distance from the electronegative element. So inductive effect example is Na2Cn CW CWRO6 CH5, and plus I group means electrodonating group, and minus I is the yes, minus I is the electron withdrawing group. So resonance means that the benzene has uniform CC bond CC distance, that is 139 pm. Intermediate is CC bond distance is 154 pm. Intermediate of C double bond C bond distance is 134 pm. So benzene has uniform CC distance means carbon carbon distance, that is 139 pm. Intermediate C carbon C single bond C distance is 154 pm, and intermediate of C double bond C bond is 134 pm. It is a canonical structure. So it is a canonical structure. Its contributing structure is hypothetical. So resonance is hypothetical, that means it is not present by it do not represent any real molecule. Okay, and energy of canonical structure is more than the resonance hybrid. Resonance effects are of two parts. One is positive effect, positive resonance effect, and negative resonance effect, that is plus R, and another one is minus R. Now, electromagnetic effect is the temporary effect, and hyperconjugation is the permanent effect. It has no it has no bond resonance. It involves delocalizations of sigma bond of CH bond. Hyperconjugation is also possible in the alkenes and alkynes. Conditions of hyperconjugation is second and triple bond carbocations, free radicals, and stability of carbocation is 3 degree, 2 degree, 1 degree, and stability is also proportional to the number of hyperconjugation structures. Stability is also proportional to the number of alpha hydrogen, and how means alpha the more the number of alpha hydrogen, more will be the hyperconjugations. Aromatic stability is more than the aliphatic stability. Aromatic stability is more than the aliphatic stability. Yes. So method of or method of purifications of organic compound. One is that sublimations, crystallization, distillations, different extractions, and chromatography. Sublimation means mixture of NaCl and NH4Cl can be separated. Mixture of NaCl and camphor can be separated. In sublimation, so there are two examples. In given in NCERT only, that is NaCl and NH4Cl can be separated, and NaCl and camphor can be separated by sublimation. And in distillation, C6H6 plus CaCl3 can be separated. And distillations are of three types. One is the steam distillation, second one is the distillations under reduced pressures, and vacuum distillation. So ortho and para nitrophenols can be separated by steam distillations. Liquid decomposes at high boiling point, that is distillations under reduced pressures, and vacuum distillation glycerin is purified this process. Chromatography, four types: absorption chromatography, partition, thin layer chromatography, column chromatography. So principle is silica and aluminum in absorption chromatography. Partition means paper. Partition includes paper chromatography. Thin layer chromatography is thin glass plate. Column chromatography is glass tube, and application is separation. Applications of absorption chromatography is separation, purification, identification, color and colorless, and applications of partition chromatography for separation of sugar and amino acid, and applications of thin layer chromatography is amino acid can be detected by spraying the plate with the neat hydrogen solution. Amino acid can be detected by spraying the plate with the theanine hydrogen solutions. So applications of column chromatography is mixture of naphthalene and benzophenol. And column chromatography need glass tube, and thin layer chromatography need thin glass plate. Thin layer chromatography need thin glass plate, and partition chromatography need paper chromatography. Partition PP, partition for paper chromatography, and absorption chromatography need silica and aluminium. Column chromatography need glass plate. Thin layer chromatography thin plate. Mixtures of naphthalene and benzoate is the applications of column chromatography. So Gel effect, nitrogen is a compound get converted into amino sulfate. Nitrogen is the compound get converted into ammonium sulfate. And nitrogen is the nitro group, is the azo group. Nitrogen present in the ring. Nitrogen is present in the ring. Dumas method and detection. There are methods and detection. So in Dumas method N2 can be detected. Gel method NH3 can be detected. Belstein method Cl chlorine can be detected, and Hebes method in carbon can be detected. So inductive effect. Now inductive effect means there are compounds for showing inductive effects are na Farhan, na Canon, na Salman. Na Farhan means na NaFrH, na Canon means NO2CN, na Farhan, na Canon, na Salman SO3H, Coco CHO Coco. कैटरीना को हेलो बोलेगा ओहम और निशा से पहले कैटरीना को CWR कैटरीना को कैटरीना को हेलो बोलेगा ओहम और निशा से पहले CWR हेलो मीन्स हेलोजन हेलो बोलेगा ओहम OH ओहम और OR निशा मीन्स NH2 and phenol CWR halogen OHOR CWR halogen OHOR NH2 phenol COR halogen OHOR NH2 phenol. So resonance stability, one short trick is BO in the bond. B means number of pi bond, then octet. At first we have to see the pi bond, then we have to see the octet, and then we have to see the neutrality, the electronegativity. Negative sign is more stable on negative means more stable on more electronegative atom, and positive means more stable on less electronegativity atom. Distance closer, closer. Distance means closer when the plus and minus should be closer. That means resonance is more, and plus means it should be away. Okay. Then the inductive effect means minus I group is proportional to acidity. Minus I group is directly proportional to acidity, and minus I group is directly proportional to nucleophilic substitution reaction, and plus I group is directly proportional to the electrophilic substitution reaction, and plus I group is directly proportional to the basicity. Okay. Neutrophil is proportional to the resonance stability. Carbon ion stability means carbon ion stable hybridized sp3, carbon ion hybridized order is sp2 and sp3. Carbon anion carb anion, not carbo, sorry. Carb anion stability is 1 degree, 2 degree, 3 degree, but carbocation stability is 3 degree, 2 degree, 1 degree. Carb anion stability is proportional, directly proportional to minus I group and minus R group, and carb anion hybridization is hybridized is sp3, and carbocation is 3 degree, 2 degree, 1 degree. And here in Bengal is written যদি কার্বোকাটায়ন যুক্ত সি প্লাস কার্বনের যদি আই প্লাস যদি কাছে থাকে আর আই প্লাস যদি দূরে থাকে, ওকে। কার্বোক্যাটায়নের স্টেবিলিটি বাড়বে কখন? কার্বোক্যাটায়নের স্টেবিলিটি বাড়বে যদি আই প্লাস কাছে থাকে আর আই মাইনাস গ্রুপ দূরে থাকে। অ্যান্ড কার্বোক্যাটায়নের স্টেবিলিটি বাড়বে কমবে যখন মাইনাস আই গ্রুপ কাছে হবে প্লাস আই গ্রুপ দূরে হবে। কমবে কখন? যখন মাইনাস আই গ্রুপ কাছে হবে প্লাস আই গ্রুপ দূরে হবে। আর হচ্ছে কার্বোক্যাটায়ন স্টেবিলিটি বাড়বে যখন প্লাস আই গ্রুপ কাছে হবে আর মাইনাস আই গ্রুপ দূরে হবে। So acidity is proportional to the minus I group, acidity is proportional to alpha hydrogen, acidity is proportional to resonating structure, acidity is proportional to Ka, acidity is inversely proportional to pKa, acidity is proportional to sp2 and sp3, sp greater than sp2, sp3, and acidity is proportional to electronegativity, and acidity is inversely proportional to 1 by plus I group, and acidity is proportional to the inversely proportional to 1 by bulky group. So when there will be bulky group, acidity obviously decrease. Acidity is proportional to the minus I group, and that means the acidity will be inversely proportional to 1 by plus I group. Means inversely means 1 by only, right? Inversely proportional to my plus I group, and basicity is proportional to the basicity is proportional to the plus I group. Acidity is proportional to 1 by carbon atom. Acidity is proportional to bond length. Acidity is inversely proportional to the bond strength. Okay, acidity. So when there will be more, suppose suppose two atom have bond is very high, that means it can be break down easily. So bond strength is less. So acidity is inversely proportional to the bond length. But acidity is proportional to the acidity is inversely proportional to bond strength, and acidity is proportional to the bond length. Acidity is proportional to the oxidation number. Acidic character of alcohol is due to the polar nature of OH bond. Correct order of acidity is water is more acidic than alcohol. Water is better proton donor, strong acid than alcohol. Alkoxide ion is better proton acceptor than the hydroxide ion. Hence, alkoxide are strong base, and basicity order is sodium ethoxide is more than the sodium hydroxide. Alcohol acts at a bond state base. Alcohol acts as a bond state base. It is due to the presence of unshared electron pair on oxygen, which makes them proton acceptor. O nitrophenol and pKa value. O nitrophenol pKa value is 7.2, M nitrophenol pKa value is 8.3, P nitrophenol pKa value is 7.1, phenol is 10 and O cresol 10.2, M cresol 10.1. O ortho meta para. O means ortho, M means meta, P for para. O cresol is 10.2, M cresol is 10.1 and para cresol is 10.2, and ethanol is 15.9, and ethanol is 15.9. O nitrophenol. O means ortho nitrophenol is 7.2, meta nitrophenol is 8.3, para nitrophenol is 7.1. And O cresol and phenol is 10. And O cresol is 10.1, para cresol is 10.2, ethanol is 15.9. Acidic order for alcohol means ortho para nitro. Para ortho meta phenol, then meta para means acidic. Correct acidic order means correct acidic order meta, then para, then ortho cresol. Meta cresol is more than para cresol, then ortho cresol. For strong acid, which is a better acid, that value should be less than 1, pKa value should be less than 1, and weak acid should be value will be 5 to 15, and extreme acid is more than 15. Basic order of amine is for ethyl there will be 2 degree or 3 degree 1 degree, and for methyl 2 degree 1 degree 3 degree. 2 is constant for both, and 3 and 1 changing, that means 2 degree 3 degree 1 degree and 2 degree 1 degree 3 degree. Ethyl 2 3 1, methyl 2 1 3. For gaseous phase 2 3 1, gaseous phase of ethyl 2 3 1 and 2 1 3. Just after this, I've revised using moreover, and another thing. So thank you. Please like and subscribe my channel. I need to take rest now.